be careful.
लाइव हो गया है. We'll wait for the joint people. People are coming. It's starting, sir. आज लोग आ रहे हैं.
Hi guys, this is Adil Jal Darukhanawala here, trying to speak with you interactively about a car which is dear to so many millions of hearts here in India, the all-new second generation Mahindra Thar. Whenever you have got an object of desire, which is also very practical, enjoyable, usable, then the entire charm of using that vehicle or using an appliance or whatever in whatever form of life is doubled massively. As you can see, there are very few cars which can really generate so much pleasure both on tarmac and off it. The first generation Thar was a direct descendant of the 1952-53 CJ3B with which Mahindra began operations around about that period, and what we have now and which will hit our roads around the 2nd of October is a genuinely modern reference to the CJ3B from that time in essence, but not exactly in configuration. Yes, it is all new, lot of technology invested into it, designed with Indian teams across over there, and most importantly, when you look at it, designed, developed, engineered for India, by Indians, and also for the world. So we are waiting now for people to join us, and whatever questions you may have, keep on firing it now.
Okay, so we start with the question. The first question is
Okay.
asked by Ashutosh Bhute.
Yeah,
Please, can
Ashutosh,
you
fire away.
comment on the engine and transmission enhancements done, if any?
Oh, let's be very clear about one thing. There are no enhancements. There are brand new. There is one is a brand new engine, which is the M Stallion, a turbo gasoline direct injection engine, 2-liter capacity, and it is joined by the very proven 2.2-liter M-Hawk diesel engine, and both of these engines are with compliance to the BS6 legislation. Both engines also come in with either the option of either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic transmission. So these are also all new. The petrol engine is almost diesel-like in its torquiness, whereas the diesel is proven and very efficient. And when you are thinking about looking at off-road usage or going absolutely on the rugged terrain, I think diesel makes a lot of sense. That's also the natural habitat of the Thar. But I think that when you're talking refinement as well, the new diesel looks at it in a very, very good way. So enhancements, yes, but more importantly is quite a lot of new hardware.
Okay, so the next question is by Samir Kittur. For an
Yes, Samir.
adventurous weekend, can four
Hmm.
people pack their luggage and camping gear in this vehicle?
Okay, now adventure and adventure camping gear are two different things. You want to hit the adventurous slopes, four guys can definitely go across in the car. I think you will travel light. So as long as you travel light for camping, the new Thar has got it all. Otherwise, I think it's always good that you might see an accessory maker try to deliver you special gear carrying capability on the Thar. It's going to come, but for a four-seater off-road adventure specialist sort of weekend you want to do, this car does it in great style, comfort, refinement, you name it, and also pleasure. Let's not forget that.
Parijit asks, is the convertible top different to the soft top?
No, the very importantly, the thing is that the soft top is the convertible top, and I think this is what the CJ3V started. It was also there with the classic, if you can understand that, and a lot of other military vehicles as well as other CJ4, CJ500, etc., which Mahindra made all throughout its lifetime.
So the next question is by Prithviraj. How is the petrol
Yeah.
Thar to drive?
Very, very good. Really very good. And I think very strong and very substantial as well. I think you can bear me out on these words when you yourself get behind the wheel.
So next question is by Ronnie Totlani. How have
Yeah.
they improved the cabin silence and the engine vibrations?
I would like to say one thing. You use the word improvement. Let me tell you one thing. This is an all-new car, which is at least two generations better than whatever we had seen in the past. It is a complete departure from the norm in the way ergonomics, NVH, even the thought about how to mount the engine and the transmission in the chassis is concerned, how to isolate vibration at source. So when you look at this car in its entirety, don't even go across to the old Thar. That was a classic in itself. This is a new masterpiece in the making.
So next question is by Manjesh. He has two questions. How is the petrol auto, and is it a good replacement for his daily i10 as a daily run for city or farm run out?
Okay, if he has got the money compared to the i10, because this will be a little bit, a few lakhs of rupees more than the i10. This car can do so many things which the i10 cannot, and it can do everything which the i10 does. So in that sort of sense, plus also, of course, it will give you more pleasure than whatever the i10 could offer you. So in every sense of the term, this is a very important step up for him if he wishes to do so.
So Abhishek has asked you that does the petrol Thar have enough power like diesel engine, or does it needs any modification?
No, nothing. I told you that there are no modifications or anything. This turbo gasoline direct injection is the latest, what you call, sort of advancement in internal combustion petrol engines. And turbo GDI is really speaking about getting more torque. It is torque which will deliver you the drivability like a diesel. And that is what this engine delivers to you. I can't hear anything. I can't hear his voice. Sorry, guys, there seems to be a sudden glitch, but let's hope it will not, what you call, get into that hassle. We'll change it as soon as possible. Yeah, I'm a bit of a green thumb there as far as digital is concerned. So I've got an army of helpers who's helping me out here. So just bear with me for some time. I can hear something here. Okay.
Okay, so Hardik Rathod asks you, which do you prefer, M Hawk or M Stallion engine?
I would really like to what you call be with diesel because that is something I really relish. I need that strong torque to really make use of it in any and every situation. And also, let's understand one thing. The Indian driving cycle or the Indian driving conditions always puts a premium on drivability more than outright power. So I think drivability wise, that's where I reside in, and it'll have to be the diesel for me. Not that the petrol is bad. I will really love the petrol as well, but purely asking me for my choice, I'll plump for the diesel.
Next question is by Tushar Gandhi. How is the manual clutch? How is the clutch in manual still hard like the previous Thar?
Again, I want to repeat over and over again. This has got nothing to do with the previous thing. This is chalk and cheese. You are taking 20 years more of development and advancements into this new vehicle. So it is all new, really very, very different and very much of a higher order than anything else you have ever seen before.
So next is a question by Mechanical Artist. It's a bit debatable. Do you feel any similarities in the Wrangler and the new Thar? And should it have been more original format?
Just a minute. I think because everyone has in its mind a certain impression about what such cars should be like. So this question was very much expected. So there is nothing wrong in that. So the Wrangler comes from Jeep, and Mahindra's having a Jeep legacy for a long time. In fact, Mahindras have kept faith with the CJ3B principle far more than what Jeep has kept. That is one thing. Keeping that aside, let's take the Thar and have the Wrangler placed next to it. So the familiarity stops there when you see the two cars side by side. Tremendous amount of detailed differences between the two. Yes, the certain way you feel familiar because it looks like that, but both cars are absolutely different animals to each other.
Okay, so Aurang asks, how is the overall comfort and off-road drive?
Outstanding. It's built for the great outdoors. And more importantly, in India, if you talk about a vehicle for tarmac, you always look at very good ride quality, which earlier cars with that leaf spring suspension and all that had compromises. This takes the ride quality along with the handling, the steering to another league altogether.
So next question is by Bundler Road Bikers. Is the ingress
Okay.
egress good enough to get the middle-aged ladies in, as this is a two-door option?
Well, when you're looking at a sporty vehicle, just think about it. Cars like the Lamborghinis and Ferraris are also very difficult to get in and out. And then when you look at SUV sort of vehicles, they are also tough for people to get in and out. This is a highly focused vehicle which stands true to the SUV terminology. So yes, it will be a little bit of a core for middle-aged women or even middle-aged men sometimes to get in and out of, because no pain, no gain. So you have to think about it that way.
Rahil Rupawala asks, what's your favorite feature of the new Thar?
Oh, there cannot be just one feature. Most importantly, what I like is the interior complements the rest of the package. Because if you are feeling good about getting behind the wheel, then you'll really get everything out from the performance potential which this car packs in. So ergonomically, this has got a lot going for it. And once you are on the move dynamically, the vehicle delivers as well. So it adds to a double pleasure sort of thing.
Next question is by Vishal. how wise it is to buy a new Thar as only a family car for a buyer like me who can afford one?
How many people are there in the family? I don't know. But if you are husband, wife, and two small kids or two growing up kids, this is the best sort of vehicle you can what you call have. Please understand that the Indian way of life is to cram too many people, including the grandmother as well, or the father, mother-in-law as well, and also take the kitchen sink along with you. This car is not built for that.
So next question is by Sakib. It is a bit interesting one. So is Mahindra planning for any new four-door options in
I
Thar?
think they have got, I don't know about Thar, but they have got a lot of four-door vehicles under development any which way. So you will see that. Now this, again I'm saying, the Thar is a very finely focused SUV, which stays true to the term SUV. So let's have our questions on SUV and Thar that way. Again, it's gone off. Sorry, we have this technical glitch and we just can't seem to get. So just bear with me for a while. Given the fact that cellular phones tough, it is tough.
So next question is by Ajay. Sir, what's new about the off-road abilities in accordance with the ground clearance and suspension?
Ajay, I must tell you that this vehicle will do very well from a four-wheel drive capable or an off-road capability because it has got everything. Let's not just talk about ground clearance alone. It's got everything. It's got the pre-selector, the selectable high and low 4x4 ratios. It's got the right gear, transmission to do that, the torque to do that, the steering to do that, the brakes to do that. Forget that. It's got the right compact package, the wheelbase to track ratio. Everything is done there to satisfy the adventure off-roader as well as the evolved driver who wants a great SUV even for tarmac.
Next question is by Shantanu. He is excited to know about the Thar automatic performance and also the safety features of Thar.
See, the automatic is terrific. It is a proven transmission system which has already distinguished itself internationally a lot of times. Also, we must understand one thing that when you look at how you want to do your regular commute day in and day out, it works tremendously in everyday operation. And yes, you also want to use convenience and comfort in your drive off the tarmac. I think it does appreciably very, very good compared to anything else which is there on the Indian market from an Indian manufacturer.
Vamshi Krishna asks, is the suspension comfortable enough for 40-kilometer commute on a daily basis?
Absolutely. No, you don't even have to think about that.
Akash Mehlawat asks, what's the final delivery date? So
I don't know about delivery date. I don't know about delivery date, but one thing which I know is October 2, the car is launched commercially. And from there, I think it will go on to go on sale from there on.
Celebrity SD says, it looks so macho, so attention grabbing. How is the power delivery in relation with transmission duties?
Everything is great. I think I've already answered this in the earlier question. Yes, what is important is the car looks like $1 million and it has got the performance to match its looks.
Vikram asked, is the quality of interior at par with other SUVs in this price bracket?
I can only say one thing, and it might be offensive to the rest. I think its ergonomics, its interior treatment is better than even many other saloons and high-priced cars in a class of car higher than this. So I think you can infer whatever you want from what I've said on this front.
Burji asks, if you had to pick up only one on the basis of its looks, which one would it be? The old one or the new one?
Of course, the new one. The old one I will always keep as a classic in my garage. Sometime or the other to give it a blast. But if I have to use a car every day, then it have to be the new one.
He has a second question as well. Your personal
Okay.
choice would be the 4-seater or the 6-seater variant.
There's no 6-seater. That sideways seats, it will come. But for me, I don't believe in driving a cattle carrier. I would like to have an enthusiast car. And it will be a four-door and a 4-seater. A 2-door and a 4-seater.
Yeah, so we have ended up with the questions right now.
Okay. That. I think that was pretty quick for rapid fire question and answer round. But if there is anything more which you guys would like to have me answer, huh?
So we have a few questions, live questions right now.
Yeah, please shoot.
Aman Kharat asks, how to access back seat? Is it comfortable?
Let me tell you, I have not, honestly speaking, even dared go into the rear seat. But when I drove the car the other day, and my son, who's 6 feet 2 inches, he was sitting behind clicking pictures. I think he survived very well. That's the only, what you call, honest assessment I can give you as of this moment.
Saksham asks, what's going to be the price range for the Lex models?
I really speaking, I don't manufacture the car, so I don't know. But if I can have to make a educated estimation about it, I think Mahindras cannot afford to price it out of this world. Otherwise, they'll blow their charge. The sweet spot, as I see it, will have to be just around the 10 lakh mark to start off with, and go up to about 13 lakhs for the top end version. And these are ex-showroom prices, mind you.
So next question is by Siddharth. If Jimny comes to India finally, how will it be compared to the new Thar?
Let it come to India first, not finally, let it come to India first. Then we will, what you call, talk about it. But the Jimny is not in the league of the new Thar. The new Thar is of a infinitely different, more competitive, more outdoorsy streak, more substantial. And I think you're going to look at it. There are no, you cannot, let's compare apples to apples, not apples to oranges.
Okay, so I think we have ended up the question.
Okay,
for
so
today.
what do we do now? Tell me that.
Okay, so we'll take a look around what the shoot is going on and our esteemed photographer.
Right now, yeah. I can tell our viewers across, or whoever our friends joined in, that I don't know how many are aware, but I am involved in doing a book on the history of vehicles by Mahindra, and the Thar is intrinsic to this book, and we have a photo shoot going on right now as we speak about the new Thar in the studio of my colleague Varun Sate here in Pune, and just do have a look at it right now.
घेतले सुरुवातीलाच घेतले Yes.
So guys, I hope you got as many answers as I could possibly and correctly, what you call, narrate to you from whatever has been my experience so far. Maybe we'll have another session going forward just after the vehicle is launched. So what I say is take care, do what you call, it's too much. So I said, take care, drive safe. In this COVID-19 crisis times, pandemic times, please be safe. Yes, since I'm in the studio, I'm not wearing a mask. But ever should you step out of your house or your place of business or wherever, do always be masked up because it's good for you. It's good for the rest of the human populace as well. Do stay in touch with me on my Twitter feed, which is at Adiljal. That's the handle. Same goes for Instagram. And do send in your views to both of these handles. And let's hope that we will see many more such engagements going out into the future.